Yo, what's good with you? Back in black with another video. If you guys are new to the channel and you love shooting games just like me, make sure you aim for that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. Let's get into today's video. Stalingrad is finally out for Enlisted, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are kind of on the fence about whether you want to buy a whole $30 full access pack, considering that this is just another European campaign for a game that already has 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? So what I decided to do was play it myself and take a step back from a bird's eye view and give you a logical interpretation of whether you should spend that money or not. And this is coming from somebody who spends a lot of money on the game already in previous campaigns. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of getting to a point where I don't know if I want to spend any more money. So me being the logical person I am, I just decided to break this down from, a gameplay standpoint. The first thing I want to say as a little disclaimer is that at the end of the day, this is all my personal opinions and everything I say is subjective. So at the end of the day, if you adamantly disagree, feel free to share that down in the comment section. It's no worries whatsoever. But for Exhibit A, the first thing I'm going to do is put up 30 seconds of Berlin gameplay right next to the Stalingrad gameplay. And I want you guys to just soak it in and tell me if you can spot any significant differences between the left and the right. I show you that clip to pose the question to anybody who's viewing this video. Did we really need another, campaign based on a city that is so similar in structure to Berlin? I mean, if you ask me, the only differences that I could really spot was, German flags and Russian flags. That was really the only difference for me. I mean, we already have a train track or train station map on Berlin. We have another train station map on this campaign. And yeah, I mean, like, just look at it. It gives me the same type of feeling or gameplay vibes that I would get playing Berlin. So, I mean, before I get all negative, I will list some things that I do actually like about the campaign. One thing I will give to the Stalingrad campaign is that this is the only one where you can use the medic class so far, and this is also the only campaign that has tanks that have flamethrowers on it, and this is also the only one that has, a radio man that can call in a bombing run as opposed to just calling in artillery that, if you ask me, has been nerfed to a point where it's not really as effective as it once was if you were playing this game back in the day. So you could say that bombing runs are basically taking the place of what artillery used to be. But in another respect, I will say, in my personal experience, not that I have used the bombing run yet, but when I have seen it used on me, it has not been that effective because, it takes a long time for the bombs to actually get there. And anybody who's a competent player can look at their map and see the giant red circles and know that they should probably move away from that. So that being said, I can only find it being effective in points where, you have to cap it by being in an open spot like the one that you're watching right now. If you were to call in a bombing run on that, it would be very effective. But other than that, considering all the buildings that are in Stalingrad, I don't see a really good reason to use it. To talk more about the medic, I do actually like that class a lot. Not that I have filled it out all the way or maxed out their capabilities, because the campaign itself has only been out for a short amount of time, and I wouldn't be able to do that unless you buy that full access pack, and then you would get everything fully leveled up already, which kind of defeats the purpose of playing the game in a sense. But I'm gonna get a little into that later. But yeah, the medic class is really good. I really like that they can use some machine guns just like assaulters, so they're basically like a hybrid between being able to keep yourself alive, keep teammates alive, and assault points at close quarters, which is a lot of things to be doing for one class. They're kind of like up there with the engineers. I would say they're probably top 3 once you get them fully leveled up. But on the flip side of that, the thing about this game is that you die extremely fast, and right now, as it is, since of course it just came out, everybody's using bolt action rifles right now. So the Mosin Nagant, the Kar 98, these are guns that are going to one-shot you, and the thing about being like trying to revive somebody is that when somebody does go down, they're already probably in the open. So it's not really wise for you to run out there and try and revive them unless you want to throw a smoke grenade. But the thing about doing that is that once you shoot somebody and you down them, you're probably going to follow up that shot right after. So 9 times out of 10, if somebody gets shot in the open and they're down, there's really no reason to go and revive them. So essentially what I'm getting at is that the medic class is only useful if you're getting shot and whoever is getting shot is either behind cover or behind a wall where you already are right next to them and you can easily revive them. Other than that, it kind of defeats the purpose due to the nature of the game where you're going to die very fast anyways, no matter what. So if you're getting caught in the open, that's pretty much already your ass right there. All that being said, I do really like the concept of the medic class, and I'm not saying that, I don't appreciate them adding it in, because, this is like a whole nother way to play the game, and it adds some variety to something that, I'm not going to say the game was lacking variety, but if you're going to add another way to play it, I'm all for that. So I'm going to reserve my full judgment until, I fully level up my medic class, and like, it's like at least 5 to 7 medics in there to where I can fully utilize their capabilities, because right now I only have about 3, so I'm not really going to say that I'm using them the right way or maxing out what they could do. But in my current experience, I haven't really been able to pull off that many revives on other teammates, and nor have I seen any other medic teammates come and revive me in a pinch. And again, that's because I'm getting shot in the open. But I do want to transition and talk about how the gameplay feels or how the maps feel, because that is also a very important part into whether you're going to enjoy this campaign or not. So if we're talking about how the map feels, I think they did a really good job creating an immersive atmosphere of exactly what you would expect Stalingrad to be like. It's just a bunch of bombed out buildings everywhere. A lot of what you do is moving from street to street, building to building, and room to room type of fighting. So if you like that close quarters type of, gritty, in your face kind of, action, then I can definitely get down with this campaign. If we're talking about terms of how the map plays, I still think they did a really good job of recreating what you would expect Stalingrad to be like. Assaulters are really good. Bow actions are really good too. It's just for the simple fact that they're bow action rifles, so yes, you will put somebody down with 1 to 2 shots every time. It's just that when you get into those capture points that are actually located in buildings, you usually want to have at least 2 or 3 people with submachine guns or machine guns to take care of everything you need to. But rifles do have their place, because they in between the points you're usually crossing like large streets or large fields in order to get to the next capture point. So I think they did a really good job balancing where you need to have rifles and where you need to have shotguns and machine guns and stuff like that. Another thing that Stalingrad has that no other campaign has is that you can do a deepened customization of each individual soldier that you acquire in that campaign, down to the nitty-gritty details. From they have a preset set of faces that you can choose from. You can change your gloves, you can change your top, you can change your helmet, and you can change your pants, along with changing your gun, of course. And I really like that because it gives you a type of customization that most shooter games don't really have, and at the same time it keeps it in a realistic sense. So what you see in the campaign is stuff that they would have wore when they were actually there, which most games don't take the time out to do that kind of research. So I really do appreciate them for putting that in the game. My only issue with it is that I think what they did is that they took the most sought after articles of clothing, and they're basically putting prices on it to where things will range from $1.50 for some gloves to $2.50 if you want a helmet. Of course, you can circumvent this by using a little customization appearance, little upgrade things. They're just like bronze orders. You can earn those too in the battle pass, and you can use those to customize your soldier. But I wouldn't say that they come along that often. Of course, that could just be them incentivizing you to buy the battle pass, which I guess is the whole point. They want you to buy the full access pack, they want you to buy the battle pass, and they want you to pay for premium. And the whole point of this game is spending money, of course. So since this whole thing is about spending money no matter how big the purchase is or how small the purchase is, and they can basically price things at whatever they want since it's a free to play game, I want to ask you the question that I asked you at the beginning of the video. Did you see a big difference between the Berlin campaign in the campaign that you're watching right now? Because for me, the answer was no. And since the answer is no, I cannot logically bring myself to want to spend another $30 on the game when I could just go back and play some more of the Berlin campaign. And even if I did want to, switch it up and play as the Russians, I would just switch to that side. And I would basically be getting all the same weaponry that I would be getting in the Stalingrad campaign. The only difference now is that you can pay $30 and you get everything already leveled up. So yeah, this is really just like a paid DLC to where you can pay to have, everything maxed out already and bust everybody's ass if you really wanted to. And I think they did a great job, designing the Stalingrad campaign. I like how everything looks and I like how everything plays. It's just, I posed the question to you, what can you do in Stalingrad that you cannot do in Berlin? So yeah, I just really can't rationalize, trying to spend another $30. So unless you're like a hardcore fan or you got friends who are buying this paid DLC too, I just really can't justify it because yeah, if we're being real, what everybody really wanted was like a Pacific campaign. If this was a Pacific campaign, I would easily drop that money. So that's just my take on it though. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If you enjoyed the gameplay or if you enjoyed my takes, feel free to leave a like and drop a subscription as well. Thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Black guy out.